are the top 8 best phone stands on the market right now. If you are looking for a phone stand, I bought 8 of these as they are the top selling on Amazon and AliExpress currently, and I'm going to test them to show you which one I would recommend and which one is best value for money. This video isn't sponsored. I purchased these items with my own money, and the reviews I'm going to give is going to be based on my own personal experience after testing them and using them. Alright, back to the video. I've got all 8 phone stands lined up here, and I'll be comparing them based on 6 main criteria. 1. Stability. How solid is it when holding your phone? 2. Adjustability and angles. Can you change the viewing angles easily? 3. Build quality. What material is it made of? 4. Compactability. Can it handle big phones or even tablets? 5. Portability. Can you carry it in your bag or pocket? 6. Price. Is it worth the cost? So let's start off with this pink one, which is called Lamicall phone stand. It's available in different colors. I got the pink version for $12, but the black one is a bit cheaper at $9. Now, over the past months, this particular stand has been purchased by more than 1,000 people on Amazon alone. As far as the material goes, it's mostly plastic, but it has a bit of rubber part at the top where your phone sits, which really helps with the grip. In terms of stability, I'll give it a solid 4.9 out of 5. It holds the phone really well and doesn't wobble even if you touch your phone while it's sitting on it. Adjustability gets 4 out of 5 because you can only tilt it up and down, not side to side or rotate it, which some other stands allow. Build quality, I'll rate a 4 out of 5. It's plastic, but it doesn't feel super cheap. Plus that rubber part at the top and the metal rod connecting the adjustable part gives it a little extra reinforcement. For compactability, I would say 4.5 out of 5. It can hold both small and large phones, and maybe even lightweight tablets. For portability, it's definitely a 5 out of 5. This thing folds completely flat and can easily fit into your pocket or a small bag, so it's great for travel. Price-wise, I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. I feel like $12 is fair considering the design, functionality, and overall quality. So if you are somebody who works in an office or even studies at a desk and you want something simple and clean looking that does the job really well, this could be a solid option. So the next one is Lisen cell phone stand, and this one caught my eye mostly because of the color. It comes in a variety of colors. I picked up the blue version just to review, and like the previous stand, it's also costs $12 on Amazon. Now, when it comes to stability, this is where things get a little shaky. Literally, right out of the box, I could feel it was a bit loose for my liking. There's no obvious way to tighten the hinge, so the top part wobbles more than I do prefer, especially if you are tapping your phone or adjusting the angle frequently. So for stability, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5. However, where it really shines is adjustability. Unlike the previous stand, this one allows you not only to tilt the angle, but also swivel the head left and right, which gives you much more flexibility. So for adjustability, it's a solid 5 out of 5. Now, build quality. It's made entirely out of plastic, and while that does make it super lightweight and easy to carry, it also means that if it takes a hard fall, it's probably going to crack or break. It looks good, but the plastic feels a bit fragile for me, so I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 for build. When it comes to compactability, it handles phones and smaller tablets just fine. The cradle holds devices firmly and doesn't feel like it's straining, so I'll give it a 4.7 out of 5 there for compactability. Now, portability. This one is a bit bulky and has a screw mechanism underneath that you have to loosen to fold it flat. So it is not something you would want to carry in a small bag or take on a go unless you have a larger backpack. It's light though, so I'll give it a 4 out of 5 for portability. And for price, again, it's just $12, so it's really decent for what you get, especially with the swivel adjustability and color options. I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5 for value. Overall, not a bad option if you care about versatility and style, but it could definitely use some improvement in stability and compactness. Now the next one is the Omoton cell phone stand, and I've got to say this one really surprised me. It's just $10. For that price, you are getting something that looks and feels a lot more premium than you would expect. It comes in a bunch of colors too. This one I have here is like gray. It has this slight bluish tint that makes it pop a little bit more. Right away, I'm impressed by how it looks straight out of the box. Now, let's talk about stability, which when I place my phone on it, the phone sits well and the hinge feels tight. Not flimsy at all. Whatever screw or tension mechanism they used here is doing a great job. So for stability, I'm going to give it a 4.7 out of 5. It feels reliable, though I'm curious how it would hold up with heavy long-term use. When it comes to angle and adjustability, it moves up and down, but here's the catch. It doesn't rotate side to side or tilt beyond the basic vertical range. That's not a huge deal because it slides enough that you can just move the whole stand if needed. But it would have been nice if it had more flexibility. So for adjustability, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Now for build quality. Even though it's made from plastic, it doesn't feel cheap. It's hard plastic and the design is sleek. The part that holds the phone even looks a little like aluminium at first glance. And I like the way it feels in the hand. So for build quality, I'm going to give it a solid 4.7 out of 5. Portability wise, it's not the easiest thing to fold or collapse. It doesn't really fold flat, and trying to force it apart might damage it. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 there. For price, it's a 5 out of 5. For just $10, this stance looks clean, works well, and absolutely does the job. In my opinion, it's a great buy if you are on a budget but still want something that feels like more than just a cheap plastic stand. Alright, so this is another Lisen cell phone stand, and this one honestly blew me away because it's just $5. Yeah, just $5. And when you look at the build quality, it feels like something that should cost way more. It's made from aluminium and it doesn't feel cheap at all. And I genuinely believe it will last a long time if handled well. Durability is key for me, and this one seems like it got it. For stability, one thing I really like is that it came with an Allen key, which means if it gets loose over time, you can just tighten it back as long as you don't misplace the key. And for something this affordable, it holds the phone really well without wobbling or tripping. So I'm going to give it a 4.9 out of 5 for stability. I honestly feel this one might end up being the overall winner once I total everything up. When it comes to adjustability, it's amazing. It goes up and down smoothly. And there's this cool rotation feature, like you can actually swivel the head and it clicks in place with a really satisfying feel. Whatever they built into that mechanism, it feels super premium. So for adjustability, it's a perfect 5 out of 5. For build quality again, I'm super impressed. I was going to give it a 5, but thinking particularly the phone holder part is made from acrylic plastic. So if it were to fall hard, that part would crack, even though the rest is metal and very durable. So I'm going to give it, so I'm adjusting that rating slightly to a 4.7 out of 5. Now, in terms of compactability, it's a universal phone stand and it fits them all comfortably in both orientation. So that's a solid 5 out of 5. As for portability, it's small and compact. You can easily fold it up, throw it in your pocket or your bag, and you are good to go. So for portability, I'm going to give it a 4.8 out of 5. The way it folds is also smooth. You just release the back, pull it up, and lock it in place. It does feel steady, even though the locking arm might be the only fragile part. But overall, it holds on its own. Finally, the price. This is where it shines. For just $5, this has completely exceeded my expectation. If you are somebody who just wants a reliable stand that will last for years and not get dirty easily, this is an incredible choice. So for the price, it's a 4.5 out of 5. Honestly, this might be my winner. Let's see how it stacks up as we move on to the next one. Now, this is the Doboli cell phone stand, and I picked it up for $14.99, which is almost $15. This is the rose gold version, but it also comes in space gray, turquoise, black, and white. Right off the bat, testing the stability, it feels a bit loose. The build quality definitely leans on the cheaper side. It's also entirely of plastic, and you can feel that right away. If you are using a really heavy phone, it can still hold it, but it's not something I'll fully trust for long-term reliability under heavy devices. That said, it does still get the job done. So I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 for stability. For adjustability, it's a bit limited. You can only tilt it up and down. You can't rotate it 360 degrees, which is kind of disappointing. Because of that, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 in that area. One thing I do like, though, is the base. It has a large footprint, which adds a nice level of support and makes it feel more secure and on the desk. That large base actually helps it accommodate bigger devices, even small tablets, though I'll still be cautious if you are on a heavier side. For compactability, I'll give it 4.5 out of 5. It's lightweight and easy to carry, even though the plastic feels a bit flimsy. And when it comes to price, I'm gonna give it a 3.7 out of 5. At $14.99, which is almost $15, it's a bit pricey for what you get, especially since the material doesn't feel premium at all. Compared to some of the other ones I've reviewed, this one just doesn't offer as much value for the money. This one is the Nulaxy dual folding cell phone stand. And straight out of the box, everything feels like it's made of aluminum. For a $9.99 stand, it honestly feels decent. Definitely doesn't scream cheap at first touch. I picked the black version, but it does come in other colors too. When testing it, you can tell it's meant to hook into place and just holds the angle. But here's the catch. There's no way to adjust the tightness of the joint. That might become a problem over time, because once that hinge loosens, there's really no way to fix it. So for stability, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. It holds the phone well for now, but you do have to be cautious with the angle. Adjustability is where it loses a bit. It gets a 4 out of 5 for me. You can tilt it forward and raise it slightly. If you try to lean it too far back, your phone could easily tip over, so you've got to find the right balance. This thing is tiny, like really compact and super light, so it's perfect to throw into your pocket or a bag. I'm going to give it a 4.9 out of 5 because of how ridiculously easy it is to carry. And now for price, it's under $10, but it still feels like it should be around $5. Maybe the all-round metal build is what bumps it up, but compared to some of the other ones I've tested here, the value isn't quite as strong. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Overall, it's a decent option if you're looking for something super compact and metal based, but it's not without its faults. This next stand comes in 2 colors, black and white, and it's priced at $15.99. Now, I feel like this one has a very specific use case. It's especially useful for people who stand while cooking, or if anyone who needs to use their phone while standing, like in a kitchen or workshop or even in a retail setting. So let's test it out. When I place my phone on it, it's held the phone really well, nice and secure. For stability, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. It feels steady thanks to the large base, which keeps everything grounded even when you are interacting with your phone. Now, for adjustability, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Whilst you can rotate the arm in a full 360 degrees, and adjust it up and down. The main limitation is that it doesn't tilt down easily. That might be the downside for some. But again, for the kind of use it's intended for, standing and viewing at eye level, it still works really well in my opinion. So for adjustability, I'm going to give it a 4.7 out of 5. You can still position exactly how you want it for most scenarios. Build quality is also pretty solid. It's made of aluminum, which gives it a steady feel. But there are a few plastic parts here and there, like the spring mechanism. So I'm going to give it a 4.6 out of 5 for build. It's definitely built to last, especially for stationary use. For portability, I'm going to rate it a 4 out of 5. This isn't the kind of stand that you throw in your bag. It's a bit bulky and heavier, so it's better suited for fixed spots like your desk or your kitchen counter. And finally, for price, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. At $15.90, it's totally worth it for what it offers, especially if you're looking for a standard stays in one place and does the job well. Let me know what you think down in the comments. This is the last one, the B-LAN cell phone holder, also known as the universal phone stand mount or lazy bracket. This one is definitely unique and it costs $18.99. It comes in 4 colors, and I picked it up because it offers something totally different and it's designed to wrap around your neck so you can watch movies or scroll hand-free while lying in your bed, which might be useful for some people. Once I mounted my phone on it, I noticed that the holder part does move a little. I wasn't entirely sure that was the way to lock it firmly in place. I also saw that one end of the plastic component was already coming loose, which was a bit concerning. So for build quality, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5, mainly because of the plastic piece coming off, although the rest of the body is metal and feels like it could hold up over time. For stability, once it holds the phone and wrap around your body rather than sitting on a table, it's tricky to judge. I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5 because it stays in the position one set. Where this stance really shines is adjustability. It's extremely flexible and can be bent in just about any direction you want. So I'm going to give it a full 5 out of 5. Compactability is decent. It works well with different phone sizes, but you won't be using this with your tablet. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. And finally, for price, at $18.99, it really depends on whether this kind of hand-free neck wearing stance fits your needs. Personally, I think it's worth about 4 out of 5 considering the novelty and the flexibility it offers, even though the build could be better. Let me know in the comments which one you would choose out of these. Personally, my top pick has been this one right here. It's just $5, and honestly, it has everything I'm looking for. I can tilt it forward and backwards, adjust the height, and even rotate it 360 degrees. And for just $5, that's an insane value. If I had to pick only one to keep, this would be it. It does the job, it's flexible, and it doesn't break the bank. If you like any of these, I'm going to leave links in the description to get them. If you use them, you're supporting this channel because they are affiliate link at no extra cost to you. Thank you so much for watching, and if not already subscribed, please do well to support this channel by subscribing to this channel, and also like and comment below. Let me know your take on this video. Bye for now.